Ironheart, Season 1, Episode 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marvel Plus, the podcast devoted to all things MCU. My name is Brett Scott. I am your host, and this is the show. And it feels like it's been a while. Man, what is the last thing we talked about? We came back for, I guess, probably the live show. Maybe that's what it was, the Captain America Brave New World. And since then, I still have a Thunderbolts review to do, which I promise you is coming very soon. It will be on the feed after we get done talking about Ironheart. So about 2 weeks, you'll have all of Ironheart, which has a very weird release schedule, by the way. I don't know if I like it. In fact, I know that I don't like it. 3 episodes this week, and then next week they drop the next final 3 episodes. Very strange release schedule. Almost feels like they're just trying to push it out and get past it. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this series yet. I will tell you that after watching 1 episode, I feel a little better about it than I did going in. I had zero expectations or low expectations. I don't know how to put it really. I guess probably more like zero expectations because I just didn't care. About this series, and I'm always open though. I'm always open to something surprising me and being really good. And so far, this is I still don't know exactly how to feel about it. We haven't gotten too deep into like character development or anything like that. Just a little bit, but especially like side characters, we haven't really gotten to know them much at all. So it'd be interesting to see going forward. But after 1 episode, I feel okay about it. But the real exciting thing for today is we have a brand new guest, which we haven't had in a while on the podcast. We've been having a lot of recurring guests, but it's been a while since we had a new listener to the podcast who became a new guest on the podcast. And this week we're talking to Adam Delisle, who found the podcast sometime last year, became a patron earlier this year. So very excited to have Adam on. And he's been reading up on Ironheart comics, so I'm interested to see, because I know nothing about Ironheart. I haven't read a single line, a single page, a single. I've read nothing about Ironheart. Really know nothing about the character other than our introduction to her in Wakanda Forever. So, yeah, maybe Adam will be able to shed some light, share some insight from what he's gotten from the comics. If this show is sticking with the comic run that he's reading or that he's read, remains to be seen. We should get into it, though. Let's get into it with my new friend, Adam Delisle. All right, Adam, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, good to be here.
Hey, so I'm a little surprised that I was able to find a guest for episode 1. Just to be fair, because I'm looking around and I'm not seeing a lot of people eager to watch this show, man. But you I guess have been reading some of the comics, right?
Yeah, I started Invincible Iron Man with Riri Williams. I'm not sure if that's her origin. It came out in 2016. I have Marvel Unlimited.
Okay.
So I've been reading through that, and
Yeah.
in that, Tony Stark is her AI, and it's like really cool. And he kind of seems like he's like plotting to do something else. I haven't got that far into it yet, but
Interesting.
I love the Iron Man character, and I'm excited for her to pick it up or someone to pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those are, there's big shoes to fill. Just not even necessarily Iron Man, but Tony Stark, right? Like,
Right.
One of the reasons I wasn't super interested in watching this show as compared to other shows is because, it's a different Iron Man, kind of. It's continuing on this Iron Man legacy, but without the part that we MCU fans love the most, which is Tony Stark. Like, that's the best part of Iron Man.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was going into it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Suits again. You know, we haven't seen it in a while, so
Yeah, yeah, it should be cool, man. I'm hoping. Like I said, expectations are honestly kind of low, so I'm hoping that going in with lower expectations or no expectations, I'll be pleasantly surprised. And that's how a lot of these shows have worked for me. The ones I wasn't too eager to watch usually end up at least being pretty good. So I got some hope there for it. But so before we jump into this very first episode, I did want to ask you a little bit about kind of how you got into the MCU fandom. Like, have you been reading comics your whole life? Like, what's that look like? How did you get into this crazy world of MCU fandom?
So I'm about to turn 40, and I've always loved Marvel. I used to like DC too when I was younger, but I have more gravitated toward Marvel.
Mhm.
So I grew up with the X-Men cartoon show and
Yeah,
the animated Spider-Man series, and then my father was a garbage man, and people would give him just comics. So I've read a lot of random
nice.
stuff, not a lot of collections. So I do, like I said earlier, I do subscribe to Marvel Unlimited, and I'm trying to like catch up on all my missing knowledge. I've heard
Yeah,
you actually you talked about I believe it's called the Uncanny X-Men podcast, and there's another show, Talking Snit. So I
yeah.
downloaded those two podcasts, and then I've been reading the Chris. Well, starting. I haven't got that far into it, but starting the Chris Claremont run of X-Men, and I just love the superhero genre. So I've been super into it since the MCU started.
Well, that's awesome. I'm wondering, do you consider yourself more? Because everyone has a preference. Okay, are you more of an X-Men fan or an Avengers world fan?
Hmm. Um, I'd probably just say like, I do love the X-Men. I'd probably go X-Men. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm probably more knowledgeable in the Avengers stuff, just because I've read
Hmm.
more of it and seen more of it. But like Cyclops is
Okay.
one of my favorite characters. I have a whole Marvel sleeve of tattoos too. I
Oh,
got
that's awesome.
Iceman, Nightcrawler to Storm on there for the X-Men. Do I have any other X-Men? Wolverine's on my back shoulder blade.
Dude, you gotta upload those to the Facebook group.
All right, I will. They're a little old, but I'll put them on there.
That's all right. We're all old, man. It's okay. Yeah, put them up there, dude. I think that's cool. I really want to get some Batman and some Wolverine.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know where yet. I don't know exactly how, but I've got some other tattoos. I've got a Punisher skull here on
Nice.
my chest, and then I've got a bunch of other random tattoos. But always wanted to put some Marvel and DC, some comic book stuff on there.
Now I'm thinking about it. My tattoo actually is geared more X-Men than anything. Like Iron Man's on
Yeah,
there, Thor's on there, but I have I don't know if it'll come up on the thing, but I have the Blackbird. It's kind of hard to see.
nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like dude, it's funny because you don't always know who's into stuff. There's this like fitness YouTuber I follow, and he's probably around my age. He's probably around 40, and never did I know he was into comics or any of this stuff. And then he gets this giant Wolverine piece covering the top half of one of his arms. I'm like, wow, okay,
Nice.
I love that. I mean, a lot of people keep their fandom a little hidden, not as much as they did back in the day when it was really nerdy to be into comic books.
Yeah.
It's a little more pop culture now, but
Yeah, it's a little bit more accepted.
yeah. But the fact that you have a Nightcrawler tattoo is pretty badass. I don't think I've heard of anyone having a Nightcrawler tattoo.
I'll try to show it. I don't know if it'll come up clear, but let's see. He's right there. I can see him there. I know you're
That's
driving.
awesome. Yeah, no, take some pictures and upload them to the group. People
will.
would love that. Another place that would love that is you mentioned the Uncanny X-Cast, which is my favorite X-Men podcast of all time. And if you end up listening to that show and enjoying it, you should join that Facebook group. It's a lot bigger than mine, probably about like 1,500 or 2,000 members or something. And they would love to see some X-Men tattoos.
I think I found your show I just recently got this job working second shift as a custodian at the school. So I was like, oh, I need podcasts. So I
Uh-huh.
think you did a random episode of I think the show's called like Bleeding Cool Network or something like that. And that's when I heard you on there with him, and I joined Marvel Plus.
Oh, that's where you found me, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It wasn't Bleeding Cool. I'm trying to think of what it might have been, though. I have no idea. What other podcasts I've been on?
If this helps, I'm not like talking. I'm just stating a fact. The host had an accident or something. He has a mental thing, and then
Okay. I know what you're talking about. It's
yeah.
the MCU's Bleeding Edge.
Oh, Bleeding Edge. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. That was
Yeah,
a long time ago, man. Like
I
when I
know.
was on there was like the beginning of these series coming out. So that's a throwback. That's
Yeah.
cool though, man. I'm glad you found me through that.
Mm-hmm.
So you just recently found the podcast then, like not long ago?
Yeah, I would say probably September of this year,
Okay,
like when
cool.
the school year started.
So you had some like older episodes to like listen to and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and I got the Patreon, so I got even more episodes to listen to.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. All right, so I know you're limited on time. You're on your lunch break,
Mm-hmm.
and so I really appreciate you doing that, man. Squeezing this in on your lunch break.
Yeah, it's my first podcast, so I'm excited.
I hate that your first podcast experience has to be this like rushed, like we got to do it, let's get it done, and
Mm-hmm.
it can't be a little more relaxed. But I do appreciate it. So, but just kind of getting into this first episode, we've got Riri Williams. Like right off the bat, we're seeing her get expelled from MIT, and she's got to go back home to Chicago, and she gets expelled for basically for helping people cheat, right? Like she's doing
Yeah.
people's tech assignments for them, completing it for them, and then they turn it in and get the credit.
In
So
all different schools.
of all different, not just at MIT.
Yeah.
So showing that she is like the tech genius that she claims to be in the first line of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes back home and wrecks her suit right off the bat. Obviously it's not where she wants it to be yet. She's still using the like school AI pencil that pops up. Like I thought that was kind of funny.
I love the animation of the AI pencil. It was so funny. Trevor is his name.
Trevor.
Yeah,
yes.
Teaching robot.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. So she wrecks her suit right away. And then we kind of get into what her life was like before she went to MIT, what her life is like outside of what we've seen so far with Wakanda Forever and then the first couple minutes of this show. And it seems though she's been through like a serious trauma.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit, like what do you understand about that?
Do you think that happened after Wakanda Forever? Like she went and did her internship at Wakanda. They kept the suit, and then she gets accepted to MIT. Was she in MIT when the tragedy, I'm sure we'll talk about later, happened? Or was that pre-Wakanda?
She went away. Before she went away to MIT, they said she's been at MIT for 4 years, but she still hasn't. Yeah, and she hasn't graduated. I'm thinking that the Wakandans went and recruited her at MIT, and that is that right? Is that not right?
She builds the vibranium detector and then sells it to some government or something. Somebody had it because that's how they find Namor, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like in between that time, maybe the trauma happened.
That's possible. I mean, was it? That's what I'm wondering. Did she get into MIT after Wakanda, or?
I think that's how. Yeah, at the end. I feel like I've seen her get into MIT. I want to say I'm not. I don't really remember. It's been a while since I watched Black Panther 2.
You could be right. I'm sure it's not that relevant, but yeah, I mean, at some point in her past, like 4 or 5 years ago, there was. I think it was like a shooting. Was it maybe they got hit by strays?
Yeah. It's her stepdad and her best friend Natalie, and I think they got hit in a drive-by strays shooting in their garage.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so she's still dealing with this trauma, clearly never really dealing with that trauma. Like she's never worked it out. She's been bottling it up and telling everyone like there is no trauma, I'm fine, I'm not dealing with anything. And
Yeah. Doesn't
it's a
talk about
classic
it.
case of it's a classic case of like bottling up your feelings and never dealing with it. Eventually it's going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of led into that, like the problems she's dealing with on the inside. Meanwhile, on the outside, like she's no longer at MIT, so she doesn't have grant money, and she has no way to really prove her genius because she just doesn't have the funds to do it. Right, like her hobby is extremely expensive to
Yeah.
pursue, much like collecting comic books. So
Or playing Warhammer.
exactly.
Mm.
So she's like kind of in a bind. Like she wants to continue working on her suit and perfecting that, and maybe other things. It's like it's also revealed that the reason she's trying to build this suit is because everyone wants a suit. Like this is something that the world wants, and so she's just trying to fill a need because she knows it will matter. It'll get her somewhere. But in actuality, I feel like she would like to work on other things other than this. So in the process, we're kind of introduced to some of her family, her mom's friends, or her aunt, I'm not sure. And then one of her old friends, briefly we're introduced to, but I have a feeling we'll have a much bigger part throughout the series.
Now, did you catch that he's the brother of the girl, her best friend that passed away? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So he has some guilt too because he wasn't there to like. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything.
Do.
Right. What could he have done? Right.
Too.
Exactly. So, and then on top of that, I'm sure Riri has some like survivor's guilt, right? Like why wasn't it her? Why didn't she get hit by one of these bullets? And so, and clearly she was very close to her stepdad. They worked on a car together. Clearly he like really helped her lean into her love of tech and building and engineering. So there was a very close relationship. And I think that was a cool thing to actually include in this series. Like the person she was the closest with was a step parent.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't her mom. It wasn't her biological father. It was her stepdad that she was closest to. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool to see him step up like that.
Yeah.
And so you brought up the car. Now, she told the guy Xavier that she sold it to make the suit.
Yeah.
Was that a lie?
I don't know. I don't know because the way she's...
I know it's in the Wakanda, but I don't know if it was a lie or not.
Yeah, I think that it's very possibly a lie because she's just trying to avoid memories of this time period and any discussion whatsoever about, and just shutting someone down with like, yeah, I sold that. Like that's going to kind of shut them down because they're going to be like, oh, like surprised by that. They're not going to dig too deeper into that. So, we find that out. She's struggling, and some guy kind of comes and helps her out. She's trying to get some spare parts to work on her suit, and this random guy comes in, pays her bill for her, and basically says like, hey, I work for a guy, lots of money to be made if you're willing to come and work for us. And so there's this group that we were introduced to a little bit before that, just briefly, kind of pulling off some job, some heist or something. And they are this small criminal gang. They clearly have a lot of tech expertise in their group,
or lack thereof.
Right. They're in need of someone new, and so but we're introduced to this group, and we're introduced to their leader, which I'm not sure how much of a part the Hood plays in the comic books with Riri Williams. But I mean, did you read anything with the Hood when you were reading the Invincible Iron Man? Or
so that Invincible Iron Man, and I'm reading so far he hasn't shown up. We were just talking about this offline, well, whatever, not on the podcast or whatever. And so the only content or context I have for him is the What If episode. and I don't even know if they've
Yeah.
like
Did you watch
changed that
that?
or. I did watch it originally when it first came out. Because I did. That's the old West one,
Okay.
right? Like 1843 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, one of my favorites from season
Yeah.
3, and it but the twist in that is that the Hood was played by the sister of Shang-Chi, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah. Yep.
and so that was the twist. And I guess just hearsay from other people, I've heard that the Hood has gone to different people throughout. I don't know. It's been around. The Hood's been around since like 2002 is when they
Yeah.
introduced the Hood. He was introduced in a solo series, but that version, the one they introduced in the comics, is the version we're getting in this series. So, was the Hood being her sister just because it was a what if episode? Had the Hood been passed from someone else? Like, she said she killed the original Hood and
Yeah.
took the Hood from him in that episode. But who knows? Is that? I guess it doesn't really matter because it's a different timeline, right? So, but we are introduced to this proper version of the Hood. For me, so far, not super intimidating, just as a
No.
guy.
Yeah. The outfit looks a little silly, but like
It does.
I don't know. I know
And
it's
the
gonna be.
guy, the guy,
Yeah.
the guy, he kind of looks like a guy who would like try to start a cult. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that kind of a smooth talker with the long hair and the scruffy. But that's the vibes I got from him. Like,
Yeah.
this is a guy. This is like a guy who spends hours in meditation and leads retreats, right? Like this is a guy. So he oh man. So he's the leader of this group, and they call him the Hood, and we kind of see, we see why he's always got this hood on. There's a point in the episode where we get to see there's something around this hood. There's some sort of mythical or demonic, like something, some sort of power around this hood. So it's not just a cloak that it's not just something he does as a criminal. It's actually something he's acquired that gives him some sort of abilities that we haven't seen yet. But just that scene that shows the Hood, and when he
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's doing. I think you were just gonna hit on it, but it's doing something to his back, right? Because there's like the tattoos, and he's getting tattooed in the episode, and then there's all like kind of like the red veins overrunning, and he's getting hurt while he's getting tattooed because he's hitting those. So it's definitely doing damage to his body.
Yeah, it's doing something, like there's some sort of possession or something going on here where he has like a connection to this hood. And when they show it, when it's not on him, when it's like on the rack or whatever, and it's like there's this like ethereal kind of like disembodied voices and stuff. It's like very dark. Something's going on here with that. And what's that?
Mephisto confirmed.
Yeah, that's feeling theory. Finally, we're gonna get Mephisto, which at this point I don't even care about Mephisto. I'm so tired. Like it's so far off my radar. Like I honestly, I'm ready to get to, just being frank here. I'm ready to get to Doomsday, Secret Wars, and get on to the Mutant Saga. That's where I'm at this point.
Yeah, you're waiting for the mutants.
Dude, I've been waiting for the mutants. I've been waiting for the mutants since before Disney bought Fox.
Yeah. I will say this about that Mutant Saga. They have to do Cyclops right. If they what's his name? James Marsden or whatever. If they mess up with him again, it's like, ugh, I'll be so disappointed.
Yeah. If they bring those same characters back in Secret Wars, I think it'll be fine if they're exactly like they were. But when they finally do like recast the X-Men and give us a proper new X-Men team for the MCU, they got to do it right. You're absolutely correct. Like Cyclops has been done dirty from the original animated series all the way through all of the Fox films. Like he's such a deep and awesome character that I really hope he's done right. I hope he's more the focus rather than like a Wolverine focus like last time.
Yeah, because he's awesome. And I just want James to have a good, because he's a little bit in the first movie, like the Fox movies. And then
Yeah.
like they kill him off in X2, I think, right? Or yeah, it's X2. He's
Is
not
it?
even in it. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen those legacy movies,
I
but
I think it's X3.
X3. Yeah, I know he
Yeah, I
gets
think it's X3.
gone. Yeah. Ugh, that movie. I don't know start about that one.
X2, one of the best superhero movies ever made, in my opinion. It's one of the top, like, of all of the superhero movies. Really
Yeah.
great film, especially that opening with Nightcrawler. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right, where are we at here? This guy,
Yeah.
the hood. She goes to meet him. Basically, at first she's not interested, but then he shows her a big old suitcase full of cash.
What do you
And
think about the interview?
oh, the test that they put her through to to get yeah, they put her in the elevator and then released like some sort of gas, deadly gas, and said, "Hey, if you can dismantle this locking device, you can put a gas mask on and you'll stay alive. If not, good riddance." But yeah, I don't know. It was intense, right? Like, and she went a whole different route, which I thought
I
was cool. Like,
I have one minor gripe is so she like you said, she goes the other route, she splits the wires, charges up the elevator, but then she rips the bar off the wall of the elevator. And like
yeah,
what is she? She-Hulk? Like how the hell did
yeah,
that happen?
yeah, yeah. Riri Williams is extra strong too for some reason. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
I've
know.
only watched the first episode because like we talked about, I'm at work and I didn't get to watch it last night. So
Yeah,
I have two issues. I have the issue with her ripping the bar off the elevator wall like she's She-Hulk, and then
yeah,
when we were talking about earlier when her suit falls apart and
yeah,
when she hits the ground, like she should have broke bones and stuff. She had like her legs fully
yeah.
extended. I did like the Ironheart in the pavement, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's
That
all
was a
rude.
cool. That was a cool way to do it. But yeah, you're right. Like without the armor, she would be wrecked. Like if
Yeah.
not dead. So
Yeah.
yeah. No, I guess a little bit of kind of comic book accuracy can be okay sometimes. Like in the comic books, that kind of stuff happens all the time, right? Like a guy falls 30 stories and he just gets hurt. He just gets
Yeah.
scraped up.
He's all right.
So
He just got some bruising drawn on him.
yeah. So I get the gripes though, like especially the ripping the bar off the wall. It's like who is she,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Now, like I said, at first she's like not interested at all, especially after them like trying to kill her as an interview process.
Mhm.
But he's like, "Hey, I got the cash," and then on top of that, he makes her feel like he understands her. Like, I know you feel unappreciated. Nobody else understands that, like, you could be great and there's no way to prove it. This could help you get there. I want to help you. So there's this whole, on top of that, there's this manipulation where it's like, he really does care about, like, oh, this guy seems actually like he gets me. On top of that, he's handing me a bunch of cash. But now my gripe is that Riri, like, just shown a pile of cash, has no problems being a criminal.
I thought the same thing. I actually thought in the MCU, have we had any heroes that have like got to their status by like ill-gotten means? And I
Right.
think it's only Riri's the first one to actually struggle with like kind of criminality of it all.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there have been people who were brainwashed, like Bucky, who started off as a villain, or even Loki, right? But to be like seen as a hero character and be struggling with, like, should I commit crime for money? I don't know, man. It seemed a little off for me. She very easily, like, it's just like, as long as no one's getting hurt physically, it's fine. She's like, I don't want to hurt anybody. He's like, no, it's not like that. Just a little bit of like theft, extortion, breaking and entering, stuff like that. And she's like, okay.
Yeah. She says, okay, now we'll see how it proceeds, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling
I was a little surprised with that too.
I have a feeling what'll happen is, like, there'll be a threshold point where someone might actually get hurt, and then she'll be like, no, and he'll be like, you have to. Like, they're going to try to force her to do stuff. So, interesting interesting character though. Like to be like
Yeah.
a good person, to have went and helped Wakanda, save Wakanda,
Mm-hmm.
and, and be this like hero figure, and then come back and be like, should I take the pile of cash to go and rob people? And you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It
To
seemed
help
like
them later down the road. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, and
And
clearly this is like these are like this is a criminal element you're working with. Like you're okay with that? Just being involved with criminals is kind of crazy.
mhm. She's gonna have
So
a new consciousness though, but I won't. That's me skipping ahead.
yes, yeah. Actually, I mean, we might as well get into that. So
Yeah.
they the one caveat here is like they need the suit more than they need her. They need the suit for their next mission.
Yeah. Which I
And
was
so they're
surprised you
like,
said, yeah, like you'll have the suit because that thing's in pieces. And then she just
yeah,
cooking it up in her mom's kitchen.
yeah, and that's like that's all it needs in a Marvel movie or TV show is a little montage,
Yeah.
and you got everything's fixed. But she goes through the process of trying to fix this suit, and in the process, she's like trying to make a more powerful AI. She doesn't want to use the school pencil anymore, which is probably off limits now that she's not a part of the
Yeah.
school. Like maybe
Yeah,
that was
she doesn't
part of the
have
problem.
access. That's why she
Right.
cracked.
So she starts working on this AI, and clearly she's got these nodes on her head. She's like doing this, creating some sort of interface so she can interface with the suit and trying to create an AI. And I guess with her thinking about like the memories of her friend who died, Natalie, and her stepfather, and all that, somehow that trauma, those memories got worked into the AI that she was working on.
Yeah.
And the end of the episode is Natalie appearing,
Mhm.
just kind of like she just appears out of thin air.
Yeah.
And Riri obviously she faints when this happens, but it's like I think it was meant to just really throw people off. But I'm pretty sure I've figured out, what's happened here. Like she unwittingly created an AI that has the personality of her friend, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I guess it was like it was scanning her brainwaves or something to download into the suit. And like you
Right.
said, like she was thinking of Natalie. So then the AI maybe just, picked that image for her or something because she
Yeah.
was thinking about her.
Yeah, that's exactly how I read it. And I think it's pretty smart actually, that like just this idea that this will be her conscience in a way.
Mhm.
This will be her helper along the way. I think by the end of the series, it's going to be her process through which she processes her trauma. Like this is how she's going to finally deal with the issues that she has is through, obviously it's not the real Natalie, but she'll get to interact with a version of her friend that can
Right.
help her work through this. And I
Yeah.
think that's going to be the main kind of like overarching kind of story of the show is like her working through this trauma, which has been, honestly, if you look back on this multiverse saga, it's been like 90% about like mental illness, making it through struggle, depression, like
Yeah.
dealing with a loss. Like it's all about struggling
Mm.
with mental health.
Yeah. That was definitely in the Thunderbolts. Definitely.
Yeah, Thunderbolts. You go back to Wakanda Forever. It was all about losing their
Oh,
king, and
Mhm.
all the way back to like Loki, and it just goes back all the way to a lot of that. Like Bucky and Falcon and the Winter Soldier was dealing with all he had done in his past. So it's like this entire phase has been like trauma soaked, which
Bucky's been through the whole thing. Like he's already on the other end of the spectrum where he's like, nah, I didn't even have a room. I'm good.
yeah. Yes. No, I did love that addition in Thunderbolts. Which, by the way, what did you think of Thunderbolts?
I loved it. I saw it twice.
Yeah.
I'm sad that the numbers, you see different numbers on social media every day, but
Yeah.
I'm sad it didn't make more money. I wanted to go see it a third time just to contribute a little bit more money to it, but I just want I love the MCU. I want it to keep going. I'm sure they have no signs of stopping, but
Yeah.
I dragged the wife to every movie that goes in theaters now. We go see it in theaters, and then I go see it again after.
Yeah,
She's
I
not
do.
into Marvel as much as I am.
That's usually my go-to as well. The wife does not accompany me most of the time.
Yeah,
It takes a certain movie like to get her to go, and then
yeah,
usually she's still like, they're all the same, Brett. They're all the same. It's all the same. Like they're all
yeah.
superhero movies. They all have a conflict, and they end with a big crazy fight scene. And I'm
See,
like,
I feel like
but I
Thunderbolts is so different than that. It didn't end that
it,
way, you know. It ended with a group hug.
that's true, and that might have been my only gripe with that is that it came directly after Captain America
Hmm.
Brave New World, which also ended with like, let's hug it out. You know,
Yeah,
like it didn't end with an actual fight. It ended with
yeah.
like, hey, we gotta, calm down, understand, what your daughter's here,
I tried rewatching Cap. I don't know. I think I have issues with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have issues with it. And
Yeah.
I liked it fine, but Thunderbolts for me, way better movie, way better movie.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
I thought I thought Thunderbolts was great. So I know you're running low on time here. At least
Yeah.
we got through the episode, and like I
Yeah.
said, I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to come and talk to me, man.
I appreciate you having me on. It was fun.
Hey,
I'd
I'm
like
gonna
to do
have
it
you
again.
back on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you back on for another episode, or
Sounds good.
maybe we could do one of the Patreon movie reviews.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool,
I have
man.
one
Cool.
last question. I know you keep it,
Yeah.
one episode per episode. Have
Yep.
you watched any more?
Nope. I was
Yeah.
waiting on talking
So,
to you, and then I
yeah.
was gonna go ahead and watch the next one.
So I've only watched episode one as well.
I usually try to do that just so I can't like jump ahead by
Yeah.
accident,
Yeah. Yeah.
or I
You
can
don't
really
mix
be
theories.
asking. Yeah, I can really have theories before I've seen what actually happens. So yeah, that's usually the go-to move.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it, and have a great day, dude. Enjoy your day at work.
Thanks, Brett.
All right, later. All right, my friends, that is going to do it for the conversation with Adam. I love the New England accent. For some reason, I know he's from the New England area. I know he's from that area, and that's the first time I've actually talked to him, and so, um, you know, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect him to be like, "Hey, yo, it's Adam Delisle over here." But he was, and I love it. I love it, dude. The first time we've had that accent on the podcast, and I'm a big fan of it. Big fan of it. Anyway, Adam was a gem. Loved talking to him. He gave us some insight from the comics a little bit. It sounds like they're not really sticking too much to at least his run of an Invincible Iron Man that he's reading. So, um, that's all right. That's all right. I like for everyone to be surprised. I don't like for someone to have all the inside details to tell me, because then it's like, it's not as fun for them. But anyway, I had a great time talking to Adam. I hope he comes back for another episode. If not for Ironheart, then for something else. Maybe get him over on the Patreon to review one of the OG MCU films. It feels weird to say OG MCU, but it has been around for nearly 2 decades, which is insane to say and makes me feel very old. But yeah, great conversation. Awesome dude. And hope to have him back. Yeah, we got to keep rolling with these things, man. I'm going to have another episode out later today or tomorrow, depending on when you're listening to this. And I'll probably do a solo review of that one. And then hopefully Kurt Schmidt will join me for episode 3. Should be good. Let's keep rolling. Let's get through these first 3 episodes so we can anticipate the final 3 next week. Don't forget to like the podcast, favorite it, whatever you got to do to subscribe to it and keep it in your feed. What else? Go check out the Patreon. Adam seems to enjoy it. You get bonus episodes. You get video versions of the podcast. You get OG MCU reviews and breakdowns. But yeah, go check out the Patreon if you're interested in that. It's just patreon.com/Marvel Plus. Please rate and review the show if you enjoyed it. Go over to I don't even know what it is anymore. What is it? Apple Podcast now, or Spotify, and rate and review the show. Oh, and hey, I think I mentioned it in the podcast, talking to Adam, but come check out the Facebook group because that's an awesome place to connect with other people who listen to the podcast, who love the MCU. It's one of my favorite things that we've done, outside of the podcast to kind of bring people together and discuss the shows and stuff like that. So go check out Marvel Plus Podcast on Facebook. Just search Marvel Plus Podcast on Facebook. It's a group that you can join. It's open to everyone. So come join, and I hope to see you there. Thank you guys so much, as always, for listening. I'll have another episode out real soon, so I'll see you again here shortly. What else? That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow or later today or whatever it is. As always, my name is Brett Scott, and this has been Marvel Plus.